On December 9, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky held an important meeting with Pope Leo XIV near Rome, Italy. The gathering carried both symbolic weight and diplomatic purpose, marking another moment in the ongoing search for peace in Ukraine. President Zelensky later shared on social media that he had extended an official invitation to the Pope to visit Ukraine. According to him, such a visit would send a message of encouragement to the Ukrainian people during a difficult chapter in their national history. The Vatican released its own statement after the discussion. It emphasized that the Pope had called for continued dialogue aimed at restoring peace. He underscored that the path to a just and lasting settlement must remain open, even when the situation appears challenging. One of the most pressing issues raised in the meeting involved Ukrainian prisoners of war. These individuals, held in Russia, remain at the heart of humanitarian concerns. The Pope expressed deep interest in their well-being and the conditions required for their safe return. Another topic of significant importance was the plight of Ukrainian children taken to Russia during the conflict. Both Zelensky and the Pope agreed that every effort must be made to reunite these children with their families as soon as possible. After their conversation, President Zelensky posted a message thanking the Pope for his ongoing support. He explained that he had briefed the Holy Father on Ukraine's diplomatic coordination with the United States regarding peace efforts. Zelensky said he believed that cooperation among global partners could help move the region closer to stability. He noted that Ukraine remained committed to pursuing diplomatic pathways alongside its defense measures. The Pope, on his part, offered words of hope. He expressed his desire to see diplomatic initiatives gain momentum and eventually open the door to reconciliation. His remarks highlighted the moral and spiritual importance of safeguarding human dignity in wartime. The Ukrainian leader reiterated that a papal visit would hold deep meaning for his country. According to him, such a gesture would be seen not merely as an act of diplomacy but also as an expression of solidarity with a nation striving to protect its sovereignty. This meeting was not the first between the two leaders. Earlier in July, they had sat down together to discuss similar themes centered on peace, humanitarian challenges, and the future of Ukraine. The Vatican's statement indicated that the Pope remained willing to assist as a mediator. Though the Holy See does not take political sides, it often seeks to build bridges in times of global tension. The idea of mediation, however, is complex. It requires trust from all involved parties and a shared willingness to move toward compromise. Even so, the Pope's readiness demonstrated the value he places on human life and dialogue over conflict. Zelensky's government has consistently emphasized that peace must be based on justice, respect for international law, and the protection of Ukraine's territorial integrity. These principles guided his conversation with the Pope as well. Regional observers noted that the meeting came at a time when diplomatic channels were again becoming active. Various nations have shown interest in encouraging negotiations, though obstacles remain substantial. Human rights organizations reacted positively to the focus on prisoners of war and displaced children. They welcomed any effort that could ease civilian suffering and promote accountability. The image associated with the event, often referred to as Ukraine's Shelter Madonna, has become a symbol of resilience. It reflects the emotional weight carried by families living under the constant shadow of conflict. Ukrainian communities have long looked to international figures, including the Pope, for moral support. Faith leaders often play an influential role in sustaining the spirit of people enduring hardship. International analysts stated that the Pope's involvement could help keep humanitarian concerns at the forefront of global conversations. They also pointed out that moral voices sometimes influence political decisions in subtle but powerful ways. The meeting in Italy served as a reminder that the war in Ukraine continues to affect millions of lives. Civilians face displacement, uncertainty, and the daily hardships brought on by the ongoing conflict. President Zelensky emphasized that while Ukraine defends itself militarily, it also remains vigorously engaged in diplomatic outreach. His call for world leaders to support a fair peace is part of that wider strategy. His invitation to the Pope was therefore more than a ceremonial gesture. It represented an appeal for international unity and compassion at a time of profound national need. The Vatican traditionally prefers quiet diplomacy, working behind the scenes to encourage dialogue. This approach has shaped much of its involvement in global conflicts over the years. Even so, the public acknowledgement of the Pope's interest in mediation suggested a strong desire to help reduce suffering. For many, this offered a renewed sense of hope during a difficult winter. As the year draws to a close, the meeting stands as one of the latest efforts by Ukraine to secure greater humanitarian cooperation. It also signals the continued importance of moral leadership amid geopolitical turmoil. Whether a papal visit will take place remains to be seen, but the idea alone has sparked discussion across Europe and beyond, with many seeing it as a potential turning point. For now, both leaders appear committed to keeping channels of communication open. Their dialogue reflects the enduring belief that peace, though distant, remains an achievable goal. And for the Ukrainian people, every gesture of support, every expression of solidarity, and every diplomatic step forward carries deep significance. Their story continues to unfold, shaped by struggle but sustained by hope.